Hi, good afternoon. This is Kiran right here reporting for the SIKH channel. Today we are with Injection Sim. We'll be talking about Henry Nowak case and the Digwa which happened. A very tragic situation. Injection Sim, good afternoon. How are you?
Good, my bro. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your time. But obviously, this very devastating situation that's happened across the world. Um, Injection. Now, I just want to kind of just ask. I just want to go straight into the interview in terms of your thoughts going forward. Obviously, this individual has made such an outcry across the world, and also there's a lot of issues that's going on in the UK. What's your thoughts on the whole situation, and when you first heard what happened?
Brother, what it is it's one of those cases of there's always a black sheep in every community. And in this case, it was this guy here. There's been numerous reports, even previously before this incident had happened, where he was kind of disowned by the Sikh community. He himself was kicked out and banned from the local Gurdwara there because he was caught in 2024, I believe, stealing about £1,000 worth or over £1,000 worth of religious swords. Now, clearly, this guy has had a fascination with weapons. Even when they raided his house, they found quite a large stash of weapons, which is not normal. I mean, I can understand with a normal Sikh family, you'll have maybe 4 or 5 kirpana at home. It's just kind of normal, yeah? But having 50, 60, 70, I mean, this guy has clearly got a fascination with weapons, even, like I said, being caught and banned from the local Gurdwara. He's definitely a black sheep of the community, someone that was disowned many years ago.
No, no, I know. I totally agree. I totally agree with you, Injection. I mean, this clearly was very devastating situation that's happened. And I also want to ask now, there seems to be a lot of pointing the blame at the Sikh community. I don't think people that, with all due respect, I shouldn't actually say the word, but some people are not very educated to understand that one individual does not represent the whole Sikh community. A lot of social media people are going around saying that this is an issue. The Qurban should be issued. The Qurban should be banned. But at the same time, he didn't actually use the Qurban. He actually used a Persian knife, so it had nothing to do with the Qurban. What can we tell people today who actually don't understand the difference between the Qurban and a Persian knife?
Brother, how are you going to tell people that do not understand the difference between their left and right? These are uneducated people. You've seen all these little viral clips that have been going on social media where these people are going around interviewing them and asking them why immigrants should be kicked out, and their answers are ridiculous. They're
Mm.
laughable. And these are the people that want to run the country, and they're apparently accusing us for taking their jobs. We haven't taken no jobs. These people that have come here have been offered these jobs due to their skills and their education and what they've studied. If these guys who are throwing these accusations have actually gone and got a job and studied, they could have they could have replaced these. There wouldn't have been such a high demand of immigrants coming in the country to replace them. Look at the NHS. It's purely running with people from other countries. You've got building companies. Yeah, so many other trades that are dependent on immigrants. Since this whole situation started with even America, where ICE got involved and they kicked out all the immigrants, or they were trying to kick out all the immigrants, look what's happened. The whole country's just come to a finish. You've got no building work going on. All the contracts for large companies have all stopped. You've got so much work, trucking companies that have just kind of gone bankrupt. Everything's just come to a stand because everything was being relied on with the immigrants. And now they're trying to do the same thing. And you're trying to explain it to the people that who first needed a reason to kick off and get rid of the immigrants, right? First, it was the Europeans and the Polish and all of these other immigrants. Then it went to the Muslims. Then they started pointing fingers towards the Muslims. Okay, And then all the Sikhs thought, oh, we're safe, it's okay, because it's the Muslims. They're not really kind of pointing fingers at us. And I kept saying to everyone, guys, watch it. Watch this space. I'm telling you now, these people that you're sticking up for, they will stab you in the back. They're using you to go against the Muslims, and then tomorrow they will go against you. Divide and conquer is the oldest trick in the book for the westernized world. Divide and conquer. This is exactly what they've done with India, and now they're doing it here as well. And now look, they've turned on the Sikhs.
We recently interviewed Afzal Khan, the MP Afzal Khan, and you're absolutely 100% right in terms of what you just said. We are now jumping like frogs. The world is jumping. In Britain is jumping, like from one thing, Islamophobia. Then it went to immigrants. Now it's gone to Sikhism. I mean, what is next? I mean, next minute it's going to be Hindus. I mean, when's it going to stop? My question to you is my question to you now is, in terms of actually moving forward, is there actually a term moving forward now, Injection? Or do you think, in your opinion, as you stated just a minute ago, that England has finished? Do you think there's an end to all of this?
Brother, this will keep continuing. It will keep on. But the thing is, we just need to understand and accept who we are in this country and what our position is. Okay? Now, give it another 100, 200 years. It's still going to be the same. They're not going to kick us out. We're just going to have to deal with it. Like, if these people, these are the same people that could not have won the World War One and World War Two if it wasn't for the Indians. If it wasn't for these so-called immigrants, you would not have won World War One or Two. You guys would have been finished. 1.5 million Indians in World War One and 2.5 million in World War Two fought. Guys, really, the country that you have today is because of our shoulders, man. You guys used our shoulders to win this country.
Now, I have a
What more
question
can you
now
say?
is, as you know, the Reform political party, Nigel Farage, a lot of MPs that I've spoken to recently, and a lot of lawmakers and lords, they've all been saying, and this is not just an MP or political's opinion. It seems like more of a public opinion. He seems to be inciting violence, like it's some sort of like it's a day in the life. What's your thoughts on that? Because every time he speaks, every time there's an issue, he acts on it immediately. Every time there's a suggestion, he acts on it. What can you tell the Reform people who actually do vote for Reform, and what would you like to tell them?
Guys, all I'm going to say is, for those people that are voting for Reform, you need to understand politics is a dirty game. Today they're going to be yours, tomorrow they're going to be someone else's. They will do whatever it takes to win these votes over. You're just pawns. That's what it is. And for those people that are within the party, come on, really, guys, we all know what's going to happen. Look, the backbone of this country is immigrants. Do you understand? This is the backbone. And tomorrow, if these guys turned around and said, you know what, we want all immigrants out, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yes, what they will try and do is slowly put terms and conditions. You can't do this, you can't do that. And then slowly, before you know it, we're pushed in a corner. Just the way they've started to do all the things there with all the cars. Before you knew it, like back in the days, driving cars freely, and now suddenly you're paying permits for being able to park on your own roads when you're already paying road tax to be able to park on your roads, and then there's like additional charges. You're doing 1 mile over 20 miles an hour, you're going to get a ticket through the post. You're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're in a yellow box, you're going to get a ticket. It's literally this country is here to trap us. We're like mice in a cage. You understand? Slowly they're closing in the walls. And what's going to happen is they're not going to do it overnight, because everyone's just going to rebel. They're doing it slowly. So when you're getting used to one thing, then they'll add on another thing. Then when you're getting used to that thing, then they'll add on another thing. They're going to do the same with
I'm going
every
to ask you a
single
question.
foreign national in the country.
I'm going to ask you more of a depth question now, Injection, more in depth. Is this the right country to live in?
Brother, I would have moved to Dubai a long time ago. And people say, yeah, Dubai is like this, Dubai is like that. But I tell you one thing, they've got respect for foreign nationals. That's one. That's 100%. Now, a lot of people are jumping up and down because of this guy who's used this blade, and they're using that as an excuse to try and kick off. They needed an excuse, okay, but they need to understand this guy is not part of our community. He doesn't even have a Punjabi name. Do you understand? You can just tell by the name that this guy is not a pure Sikh. And these guys now, the English community is now pointing fingers, saying it's that this is what they're all like. They've kind of branded us now, innit? But look, the guy's been dealt with. I mean, I don't know if you guys really know. I found out from my links that a few people inside have tried to shank him up. They've tried to stab him. They've tried to hurt him. And what's ended up happening is, I don't know the severity of it. I don't know how bad he's been hurt, but I do know they've had to put him on the numbers. And what the numbers is basically it's a special wing where they put all the paedophiles and stuff like that, the sex offenders, and they put them there for their own protection. So they're segregated from the rest of the prison. So he's now being moved there.
No, I understand. Now, how can we? And my other question now is: now you obviously saw the video, the very disturbing video of the police that did not acknowledge Henry. Now, obviously, that was devastating to know because, yes, like I said before, one individual or one, sorry, but my language, one idiot does not actually represent the Sikh community. But at the same time, Henry was crying for help. Henry was distraught. Henry was asking that he couldn't breathe, and the police decided not to act on that. Do you think the
Brother,
police, the Metropolitan Police, should be investigated in how they performed on that day?
yes, but at the same time, you've got to understand it's the same principle. Are we gonna blame the Metropolitan Police because of just a few individuals? Because of the mistakes of a few individuals, just like how these people are trying to now blame all the Sikhs because of this one idiot. Should we blame the Metropolitan Police because a couple of officers didn't know what they were doing? Okay, yes, if you look at the picture, I mean, I've seen the video, and I'll be honest with you, my hair stood up, when I watched it. And it's very sad, very, very sad. Like, imagine, I feel for his parents, like, imagine his parents watching that video, and you're watching your son's last moments. I'm getting a lump in my throat right now just talking about it. That boy was telling the police, the one force that you should be able to turn to when you need help, the people that get you justice. So he's now been stabbed. He's lying there on the floor and he's thinking, the police are here, they will get me justice. And instead, he's been handcuffed. And he's saying, I can't breathe. He's saying, I can't breathe. I've been stabbed. Now, in a way, the police, they could not see any blood. You can see it clearly on the camera. There was no blood that was visible because of the Persian weapon that was used. The way that weapon is designed is when you pull it out, it seals the wound. So you won't get any blood coming out apart from the internal bleeding that you're going to get inside. Hence why he then started bleeding out of the mouth. And the only way they found out is that he was gone was when his eyes weren't moving, when they were trying to flash the light in his eyes. But it's a very disturbing video of this guy, like his last moments. And I honestly, I was watching that guy there, the one that the so-called culprit, not even so-called, he is a culprit. The culprit that stabbed him. Watching his face on the camera, and he's whinging about a little bruise or a little bump on his eye. Like really, bro. Like there's two people, him and his brother, two people. That's four fists. Four fists could not deal with one guy. Like, we've been told in our faith that when it's last resort, if it's a matter of life and death and you're going to die, protecting your life or the life of others, when you have no other means necessary, then yes, you use the sword. But what situation were they in for them to say that they were going to lose their lives? Did he have a weapon? Did he have a gun? Was he beating the crap out of them that they literally thought they were going to die? No. This guy was mentally disturbed. He was clearly mentally disturbed. You cannot tarnish, you cannot paint the rest of the religion, yeah, with the same brush as this guy. Ourselves and a lot of the other Sikh organizations in the UK have been trying our utmost best to try and correct the mistake that this idiot has made.
No, I agree. Now, a lot of people, I mean, not a lot of people, but people, the public, people that don't understand those Sikhs and religion, they want to ban the Qurban because they don't know the difference between the knife that was actually used, which had nothing to do with the Qurban itself. Now, obviously, you're obviously going to say that the Qurban should not be banned, which I also believe as well. The Qurban should not be banned. But if people want this to be banned, what message can we tell the government when they make this decision moving forward that if they should ban the Qurban or not?
Let me give you an answer to that. That will help you kind of summarize everything. In over 100 years since it was legalized in the UK, there's not been one crime. This is the first crime where somebody got convicted for misusing their Qurban. Misusing. There was one other incident where it was on CCTV and the guy can clearly see, you can see it was self-defense, yeah? Right? It was 5 guys on one and they all had weapons, they were trying to kill him. But this is the first case where somebody has misused the Qurban. That should explain it all. In over 100 years, one case. I can understand if it was 300-400 cases, 5,000, 10,000 cases, then you can say yes. One. This is something that we've been taught. It's in our bloodline. We know that you do not misuse that. But
And I also want to
unfortunately,
ask you, sorry to interrupt you there, Injection. I really apologize about that. I've just got this other question I need to ask you. Now, people out there are going to ask, why should a Sikh man wear a weapon? That's what they're going to say in their mind. Why should they carry a knife? What is the importance? Why is it passed in the law? Can you please explain to the people that don't understand the importance of the Qurban and why Sikh people should be allowed to carry the Qurban?
so the Qurban is not something that is a fashion statement. It's not worn to try and show the world that you're a Sikh or to show anybody. People wear it under their clothes. You understand? The Qurban is part of 5Ks that we as Sikhs have to wear. We as baptized Sikhs have to wear. And without those 5, even if you was to take one of those out of the equation, you are not a baptized Sikh. You have to have all 5. You understand? So it's like the equivalent of, let's just say, a religious Jew wearing a skull cap. You understand? And having that removed, or a Christian wearing a cross. You know? But okay, yeah, that doesn't make you that faith. But imagine you've got these items that you're wearing and someone's asking you to remove them. It's a piss take. Pardon my language, but these 5 items, I cannot figure out I cannot think of any other faith that actually has any other symbols or items that make up their religion and makes up the baptized person in that faith. The Sikhism is the only one. You've got these 5 items that are very religious to us, and they are a must. There's no doubt about that. There's no ifs and buts. They're a must.
I'm going to ask you 3 simple questions, just 3 direct, simple questions. Has England now become more of a racist country than it was before?
Well, it's always been racist. When has it not been? This is the same country that made itself, got to where it has by robbing and looting and raping. Back in the days, this is what they did. Everybody thinks, oh no, the government's safe and we're protected. And no, this is the same government going back hundreds of years ago. The way they took over land is they wiped out populations, they wiped out communities, killed them, murdered them, stabbed them, raped them, burnt them. Look what they done to India. They came there, they could not touch India while Maharaja Ranjit Singh was alive. The moment he died, they moved in. As soon as they moved in, I don't know, I think it was 65 trillion pounds, not even rupees, they'd done India for. 65 trillion, I believe. That's
Now, also, my
crazy.
other message, my other question now is last question to you. As you know, two more, and then we're done. What message would you like to tell the Henry Nowak family? What message would you like to tell the mum and dad who are going to be watching this today, or people around the world who are going to watch this, and who are outcrying and are very disappointed in this young man who made a stupid, disgusting decision?
Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm very sorry for your loss. Very sorry for your loss. Watching that video broke my heart. I'm a father myself. And just seeing your child like that suffering is heartbreaking. But you need to understand, these are not the actions of a whole community. This is one individual who is mentally disturbed. The Sikh community is standing with you. Every single Sikh out there, and I speak for everyone, we are all standing with you. What happened was not right. It was wrong. And we are standing with you.
Now, the Prime Minister, and my last question, the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, he defended us, actually. He defended us against Nigel Farage today in Parliament and did say that, we need to stop this inciting violence. We need to stop this because you're going to put other people's Sikh people like myself, people like my family, my mother, my father, my friend's father, etc. They're all going to be in a situation where they're going to be worried about walking around the street. He's obviously doing the right thing now, saying that we need to stop inciting violence, and he said that specifically to Nigel Farage. What message would you like to tell Sir Keir Starmer today, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
I'm a bit lost for words, What can I say? I mean, the guy is trying from his off. Keep trying, that's all I can say, but what I am going to say is you're fighting a losing battle. I just wish that a lot of people, a lot of members of the parliament could actually support the minorities in this country, and they could see that it is because of these minorities that the UK has become so established within the world.
Injection said, I want to say thank you very much for your time today. And I'd also like to add to this as well, that please, whoever is watching this, do not make your decisions on the basis of non-facts. Have your facts ready. Listen to the people who are from the Sikh community, who represent the Sikh community, not people like Digva. Digva does not represent the Sikh community. Now, if you have any questions, you can also get on to SIKH Channel and ask your questions by email or contact us directly. But please understand, you are listening to direct to the sources in terms of what actually happened. Injection, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your time today, and thank you for all the stuff that you've been doing for our community and all them great stuff that you've been doing in protecting our young children and our young vulnerable adults. I know there was a social media video of you going around, which you protected lots of young people, and you've done amazing for your work. So thank you so much, Injection, for your time. Sasigar. Thank you. Really appreciate it.